ETH, we start with 1 hour chart. Just I want to give a quick update. First of all, before I start the analysis, uh, we have a group for the Telegram. The traders, they can join the Telegram because whatever the video I upload on the YouTube, I share the link on Telegram since mostly they cannot receive the notification since I upload more than 3 video a day. And even I create the playlist. Traders, they can find the latest video for example, if they're looking for the repair, they can refer to the repair. Then from there they can find the latest update there, that they know they don't need to search on the page, because as I mentioned, the number of the YouTube video I uploaded is quite a lot. And just I wanted to give update because sometimes I see the comments, they cannot get the notification or they cannot find the latest one. Anyway, we start with the 1 hour chart. We want to see how we can look for trade. If we refer to our analysis, in my last video when the price was within this move, we mentioned about this flat. That's why I was keep highlighting that we can expect the price to drop. We want the price to drop before we look for buy. That's why I mentioned if we want to look for buy, we need to be really, the best thing is before the price to drop and break the previous low. As we can see, the price exactly drop as what we expected. And how deep it can go, we mentioned we expecting the price drop to 2180. As long as the price haven't broke the 2180, any reversal, we can look for buy for long term. Now, want to see, we start with daily chart. We want to see how we can look at the chart and what's the changes. If we refer to the daily chart, as we can see, we had a sharp move, but there was no correction for continuation. The price dropped. All right, most of the chart, they have a similar movement. That's why I was keep highlighting we can expect the price to consolidate here before we get the reversal. How big and how long will be within this one, we cannot confirm. Okay, but for long term, if we get the reversal, this is what we're looking for. And even if you move to forward chart, we have been looking for this. That's why I was keep highlighting the price have to drop either deeper correction or retest the previous low. Now we want to see whether we price can retest the previous low, which is around 180, 1800 or not, before we take the trade. What I want to say is that, okay, if we're looking at this as a flat, technically the price have to retest then before we get the reversal. But can we put this one in relative to this as a correction? That's why we mentioned if we get any trade for buy, we take it and we start to manage it. And as long as the price haven't broke to 180, still we can look for buy. All right. That's why the possibility of we don't need to wait for the price to retest the previous low, which is this one. That's mean from now we can look for buy, because based on forward chart, we don't see any reversal point. But if we move to 1 hour chart, we see we have a divergence. If we put this low in relative to the previous one, and if we refer to the indicators, we see we have a divergence. That means if we get a trade setup for buy, we can look for trade. May this buy, the reversal is not the one is going to retest the top, but as a short term, we can look for buy. Because right now I cannot confirm, because since we don't have any trade setup for buy. And technically, still we can expect the price drop to 180 before we get the reversal. Then how we can look for trade, if there is a correction, we can look for continuation as a short-term trade, as I draw here. That's mean any small flag or correction, we can look for sell as a short term. Depends on traders whether they want to look for sell or not. But for long term, we prefer to look for buy. But right now we don't have any trade setup to look for buy. We need to see the reversal as a sharp move flag. Okay, when the price was within this move, we get the sharp move correction. That's why flag or correction, when the price was within this one, we mention as a flag. That's why we mentioned if we want to look for buy, we put our entry above the top, but we didn't get the trade and the price drop is better for us. We can buy at the lower price. But at that times, there was no reversal point. But right now we have internal flag as a 1, 2, 3 with a divergence. That's why from now, if we get the reversal, we can get the better confirmation to look for buy. But right now we don't have any reversal, and still we can expect the price to drop. And the only question is whether the price can retest the previous low or not to look for buy. The best thing is if the price can retest, but we don't need to wait for the price to retest. That's why if we get any trade setup for buy, we will take it and we start to manage it for long term. But for the short term, any correction, we can look for sell. But the short term, as long as we get into the profit, we have to start to manage it. How deep it can go? For me, still, I'm thinking the price can drop to 2180 before we get the reversal. Then we just follow the chart. We have to get the trade set up as a reversal before we look for trade. All right. Then to look for the reversal, it depends whether we can take the trade based on 1 hour or 15 minutes. We have to check both of them. What do you mean by reversal? At least we get a sharp move correction flag before we take the trade. Or the sharp move and flag, even if it doesn't give us a reversal. That's why if we get any trade set up for buy, we have to get the, I mean, if we take the trade, if we see within 2 or 3 hours, maximum 4 hours, the price is not moving, we just take out the trade. All right, this is how we can look for trade. It doesn't mean if we get any reversal, we take the trade and it drops some more. If the price we take the trade, we see it's not moving, we should have the like time limit within 2 to 4 hours maximum. If we see there is no continuation, we take the trade because it's still we can expect the price to retest the previous low, as we explained based on forward chart. In this case, we don't have any trade setup. It's still similar to what we get here. The only thing is we confirm with this flat and we wait and we see how deep it can go. As I mentioned, we can expect the price even to tag 2180. Then after that, if there is a breakout of this 2180, mostly we can expect the price to retest the previous low, because at that time we cannot put this one in relative to this as a correction. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.